you've been a wonderful team to work with. It's not for me to say the workshop was good or bad or whatever. It's the feedback that we're going to get from you. We started something that we did not know how to implement it, but in my eyes, it turned out to be, something very interesting. I just said that here. I think I'm starting to understand photographers now, that you need to, just adapt into their way of doing things, on the trips that we took for the outdoors, you would become so glued into taking pictures, when it's time to move from one place to another place. It's a struggle, to put you back to the cars. I want to thank you, for being part of the program. Although mostly it's for your benefit, but it's for our benefit as well, because as much as we are paid to render services, we become so proud when we are making a difference, to people, as I have said earlier on the opening, that we wanted to do a training for you, so that we can ultimately maybe have an exhibition, of some sort. But apart from the exhibition, we want something that is going to generate a revenue for you, generate money, that camera, it must not be something that is going to sit in your cupboards, it must make money for you. It has been good to spend time with you, to do this training. The unfortunate part is that some people who are not into the art industry, they would not understand the 5 days that we have spent here. They would say 5 days is too much, it looks like you are going for an outing, but it's not. Actually, we needed even more time, but the hope, is that there will be follow-up trainings or workshops, that we will do. So we should aim at producing something. I don't know when, but initially this kind of a workshop, we were supposed to have done it in September. But unfortunately we could not implement it then. It was for the load of work I had at the head office, and also some other technical issues, in the office. But I will check on the operational plan. Now, if it's still sitting in September, it's going to be an advantage for us. It means we are going to have a follow-up workshop soon. Definitely we'll change the location this time. It will be another place, because Eastern Cape, what's nice about Eastern Cape is that the environment as Eastern Cape is not the same. You go to the other district, you see a completely different landscapes, different traditions that are practiced in those areas, different way of lives, all the sort of things, so it's going to open our eyes, as maybe to a better showcasing of the exhibition at the end. I thank you.
to it. Okay, so we're gonna kick off the presentation with Jay. Like I've spoken to everybody. Please let's keep it as informal as possible. If you're a bit anxious about talking about your stuff, don't worry. Just take us through your best 5 photographs. Try and explain what you were trying to do. Take us through some of the things you've learned, if they apply to what we're looking at. We're going to have 5 minutes tops for everybody. This will apply for every single person. What I'm going to do is set a timer, and when that timer goes off, it's just a reminder that wrap it up now. And then at the end, if you feel like you didn't get enough time, we're going to open the floor and have some Q&As, and people can go back to those pictures if you felt that you didn't get enough time. So yeah, we're gonna kick it off with Jay. She's gonna just talk us through the top 5. Thanks, Jay. So every person that comes to talk must sit right next to the computer, so you can click at your own pace.
Okay, hi guys. Hi guys. It's been a long day, but yeah. So with my work, I think I realized in this trip that I really appreciate landscapes. Um, they're just so fascinating, and there's like so much detail that can be captured. One thing I found disappointing is I realized my camera is totally not the right camera to take landscapes with, but you can still make it work. With my graphic design background, um, I take a different approach with the photography because I don't necessarily pay attention to all the technical stuff. And I know this is going to sound like horrible to you guys' ears, but I don't necessarily pay attention to all the technical things. I'm trying to portray a mood. And so with this first image, I think that's what I captured, just like a mood. And I actually utilized Q's sunglasses and I put it over my lens as like a filter, and that's how I achieved this effect. And I really liked how it looked against the clouds. Um, I had a few other really great shots with like the greenery, but to me the clouds spoke a lot louder than the greenery, so I felt like I was just going to choose this shot. Yeah. This one. Another reason why I started getting into, or started becoming interested in photography is for like the art direction side of it. I think it's very beautiful how you can like portray moods and ideas. And with this shack, I don't know how I did this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was just like playing around with the camera. I was just playing around with the camera, and um, I managed to achieve the shots, and I don't know, I quite liked it. And I felt like it kind of told a story. Like if you had to take this, edit it a little bit, and slap it onto like a horror movie poster, I think it would make sense. And that was the type of like um, vibe I was trying to go for. And it's the type of vibe that I'm actually trying to go for with most of my art direction work. I want it to be moody. I want it to be dark. Um, because I guess I am a moody and dark person. So the mushrooms. I think this is the first time I managed to like capture, mess with the aperture, and enough for me to be able to manipulate it and get the exact shot that I was going for. So I was very happy when I got this shot because I was like, oh my gosh, I got it. So yeah. And then with this one, okay, this is what I mean when I talk about like the technical aspects that I wasn't paying attention to. But I really enjoy this image because I felt like there's two reasons. First of all, I feel like it's quite graphic in a way because of the overexposure. It gave it a little bit of a graphic sort of pop, and I felt like it tied in very well with like what I usually do, what my line of work is. Secondly, back to that movie poster type of thing. I mean, if you think about it, really, this kind of looks like if you pass the mountain, you're gonna find dragons and elves, and and that was the mood I was trying to go for with this image. So I quite liked it. That's why I added it in, even though it didn't, you know. And then this image, Q was very inspired. Oh, he really wanted to take a shot, and actually, this was like the only decent portrait image I was able to take this entire trip. And I kind of learned the trick actually from Q of like just making sure that if if the eye is focused, then you can pretty much take a really decent like portrait. And again, I like the moodiness. I like how it talks back to that art direction situation. It almost looks like a set. So, yeah, that's, I think, the direction I would like to take with photography. Just like, even in a outside setting, still make it look like it was part of a set. And, yeah. I think that was more than 5. But with this one, I just wanted to show you that I did actually learn stuff. The exposure is, I think, semi-correct in this image, I would say. So I just wanted to show you guys that I did learn. I did learn how to mess with the aperture. I did learn how to make sure that your exposure is correct in the images. And again, I feel like this could be on a movie poster. So yeah, yeah.
I want to. Thank you, Jay, so much. That was amazing. Love it. Next is Lutando.
Hi everyone. I'm Tando, for those who don't know me. I graduate from Walter Sisulu University. I'm a visual artist. I've studied 2D. I've studied 2D studies. Mainly, my mediums were painting and printmaking. So yeah, from then I switched to photography because you know what, I feel like when I do my hand works, it's not like I can. It gets difficult for me like um, to do it with my hand. So I switched to photography and I got a camera. So yeah, let me talk about my work. Okay, I didn't like take photos from the first day because there was overexposure. Like the lighting was too much for me. So and then I managed to get one when we were walking to the uh on that day. This was shot on that day mostly. Yeah, this was shot on that day on the forestry. So I like undertones, like underexposure shooting. So as Aaron said, like we must try and challenges, like to do stuff that we're not used to, like to get out of our own realm. So yeah, so uh as I was walking, I was a bit scared then. Told myself, no, I mean, like I was walking alone and then left others, and then I managed to get this shot. this is a forestry with trees going on there, and quite a dense area. Like, yeah, I've never been to like I never shot like image like this, so I was pushing myself and nature. I was close with nature, so I'm used to shoot fashion photography and capturing all the moods, and then like so yeah. Um, okay, I'm gonna go to the next one. Okay, yeah. So on the I think what was the third day? It was the It was the third, yeah. Went to the beach, the national park. So, um, I love this photo so much. Yeah, yo, I love this photo so much. This is the landscape that I shot. I'm loving the tones there on the rocks, uh, and the reflection going on there, and then like it the composition, because that's what I was taught at school. Like when you're shooting some or when you making something out of art, like you need to have the direction, like the eye has to be busy around the image, like yeah. So the composition, it worked very well there, like the patterns going on there, you know. I really love it, you know. You can see like the dimension that I'm not used to shooting like landscape. So I shot this in a portraiture mode, like, but it worked, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And then on the same day, yeah, I was very fascinated shooting this landscapes. Going, oh, this is okay. I was on the trail. I was looking there at the mountains, and then I found this mountain, rocky mountain, with this dense greenish vibes going on there. So, yeah, uh, oh my god! Like I could see, literally see this on the wall hanging. Like, yeah, it's someone's house. Like it's rich, you know. Yeah. Oh, oh. I guess I'm in love with like shooting the sea, like shooting seascapes, yeah, and rocks, and those type of vibes. So yeah, this one, it was on the same location but different, because this one gives me those movie vibes, and the mountains with those foggy, yeah, yeah. So the patterns going on there as well. So it's crazy. Yeah. I didn't lift up. I didn't do anything much on on the editing. So my post production was just lifting up the colors and the dark tones. Yeah. So yo, and then this one, yo, and it was the first time literally like shooting when it's on bad weather conditions. So yeah, we're walking, looking for, as you said, like as us as photographers, we get like we're stuck on same area, like looking for better pictures to take. So yeah, I was moving my eye, like capturing. This is amazing. Yeah, yeah, the composition, the balance in it, because wow. The last one. Uh, no. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Utando. That was amazing. Thanks, guys. Yeah, like I said earlier, if some of us are having a hard time picking up what people mean, it's exactly what I said about keeping it informal. I think that does a lot with having people not be intimidated. So we encourage that for because all of the participants are youthful. So to be on brand. We just allow people to express themselves the way they want. Come on, take us forward.
Thank you, sir. Hello again, guys. So one of the oh, okay. Thank you. So one of the things that was emphasized by both our Aaron and the facilitators was challenging yourself and trying new stuff, things you haven't tried before. And I've always just taken portraits. I've never really taken landscapes and abstracts and just everything. I've just been stuck on portraits. So with my curiosity, I was like, okay, I'm in Tizikama. The only thing I knew about Tizikama before I came here was the water. So I have to get some water shots. So I feel the workshop gave me a better understanding of the settings in the camera. For example, if you can see, there's a lot of detail in the water, and that I understood that only after the lesson on the shutter speed. So when you increase your shutter speed, you get more detail. The image becomes sharp, and then in the next picture you're gonna see, I did the exact opposite, where the shutter speed was slow, so it gave off a different effect. So I'm really excited to go back home and try out these different settings and stuff, So yeah, let me go to the next one. So yeah, so when I reduced the shutter speed on this one, it softened the images, so it's got that foggy feel to it. So no tripod. I was just sticking it out. So yes, that's why I'm really grateful for the education we got here, because now, like just earlier on, I was trying with Reggie. He was dancing, and we're just going for this the effect that comes with playing around with the shutter speed. So yes, then since one thing, a common theme I also realized, like noticed when I was here, is the Khoisan heritage, and I just felt I should incorporate that within my photography. And I feel this image is very symbolic of just a part of their history, because yeah. So with this one, it's the white balance, because I realized the importance, like when Aaron explained white balance and how to customize it, it made a huge difference, because when you get the white balance, or when you start with the white balance, and it's okay, when you adjust things like your apertures and ISOs, the image just it gets enhanced. So definitely that came in handy. And then this image, most of my clients want natural pictures, so I haven't really experimented too much on the editing side of things. But then after the tutorial we had on editing, I started noticing like some of the stuff Aaron was going through, such as the tones and the temperatures, and I haven't really played too much with the tones and temperatures. So here I was just I played with the temperatures and eliminated some colors, and this is the effect I got. And the reason why I also love this picture, because just a brief background, one of our our company, Young Black Hungry, we're actually shooting a travel show, and now I'm thinking of incorporating a travel guide with the show, using photography and images. So I'll definitely be taking more landscapes, and just not landscapes, portraits and landscapes. Sorry. Yeah. Then we got this by the pine trees this morning. So this is before I edited the image. So I think this will definitely display like what I mean when I say like the difference, the temperatures, and yeah, the temperatures and tints, the difference they make on an image. And so once again, thank you very much for the opportunity and the workshop, because this is my favorite picture. So yes, this is what I mean when I said I played with the temperatures and tones. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, thank you guys.
Smashed it. Thank you so much, Q. It's an amazing presentation. Each one of the participants has, I think, got their own firm understanding of what they want to do. They've been shooting for a while. Each one of the participants also has a craft that I think they focused on. They're not fresh out of school. You guys know exactly what you want to do with your talents. And a lot of what you've at least told me in the past 4 days is let me in on a few of the things you want to introduce to your arsenal of tools and things you do. So it's always beautiful to see, like in Kamani's case, how this experience can be used practically. So that was also a great example. Thanks, Abada. Won't you take us forward?
Okay, hi. Sabelo Poi. So, made a request. We, because of the 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. So, here I was interested in doing landscapes. So I had to choose between portraits and landscapes, and I found it interesting to do the landscapes and to practice my apertures, my ISO. So this is the first pictures that I've chose that I think is the best pictures of the pictures that I've took. So here I was focusing more on the composition and to bringing everything into this photograph. So my focus was just on the rocks, the sky, and the sea. As you see that the shells are in the fade, so the focus is in the middle. So yeah. So this is the second picture that I've took. I don't have much to say about these pictures because I think I'm a contemporary artist. Like basically, I do contemporary artist, but for what I've learned and on how to use the ISO, the apertures, I think that was a great exposure and the learning program that taught me something on how to use my camera. So I think I've got some of the interesting pictures, and I've learned so much with the workshop. So this is the pictures that I've liked so much. So just have to skip. Okay. So yeah, this one I was focusing on the close-ups. Yeah, I was focusing on the close-ups. And this one. Yeah. So this is the other one, and that's my last one. So I made a request to talk about the photographs that I'm interested into taking to, because I'm a contemporary artist. I talk about the things and the challenges being faced by South African people who have been living in the shared dwellings over the past 27 years of democracy. So I'm just gonna stroll and show you the stuff that I do with the photographs that I think I'm interesting to taking them and telling the stories. So I'm just gonna slide and show you. Yeah. Napha kuse Dice. At Dice. That's where I live. Between Duncan Village and Tanzania. So I don't want to waste time. So thanks. It's not. Oh, okay. So this concept started when I was still a student. So I was working on ceramics, clay. So I think what made me want to do photography is to show things into detail, like what's happening in the inside, not to show like the outside of these shacks, but what are happening in the inside, how the in how the inside looks, how the environment looks, which is the things that I can't depict when I use clay or any other medium. So this was being inspired by this concept. So I don't want to waste time. So.
Thanks, Sabs. Thank you again, Sabs. It was amazing. I think Spoon Makweni will be next. Sabelo's presentation again is another great example of upskilling existing talent. Sabelo's got a very firm understanding of what he's doing. The camera and photography is an extension of that. It's almost like another tool. So to learn more about it in this week and to see him do it is also amazing. Spoo's work is actually pretty similar in many ways. So Spoo, would you take us forward?
Good evening, everyone. Okay. Let me talk about this work. There's nothing much, but I'm trying to learn about the composition of this picture. Centralize the figure on the center. I know outside the people, they want to take beautiful pictures. Yes. So I use this kind of picture to like in the business way, because I've got a lot of people that they want to take picture. According to this picture, the composition and the light and the colors, I was attracted with this t-shirt, this shirt, the yellow combination of black. Yes, even the color of the skin, face. Yeah, he looked like a model for me. Yes, yeah. Even his size, he is tall. Okay. Yeah, this one. It's nice picture. Yes, because I was focusing on the portrait figures combination with a background of nature. Yes, but there's no much colors there. There's few, because background, it does not allow me, give me that space of who can surround the front subject. Yeah, it's look like me. It's look like it's blocked that image at the background. But what I was trying to do is to capture the sharpness of the image and the white balance of the of the white balance between black and white. Yes, that's the composition. That's the combination of these colors. Yes. Okay. This one, I like this. Look, there's confidence of him. Here, because I'm not a master of a speed light, but I was trying to understand the speed light. How is it work? Yes, when you taking the picture in the under the shadows. Yes. Yes. And they look these eyes, they can tell there's a lot of things inside of him. Yeah, because I've been using 50 millimeter. 50 millimeter is good for a portrait for me. Yes, yes. Look the background. I like this background because it's blurry. It's allowing him to come in front of. It's not blocking. It's allowed to can surround around him. Yes. 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 I know it was difficult to take this picture. But I've managed to get that what I want. Let's start from the background. I was trying to use that background as a wall. Yes. There's something that they can block here around the back. And focusing on the subject. Taking details of the water drops. Yeah, but it's nothing much. But it doesn't give me that a facial expression of personality. Yes. Yeah, I like this one. As I'm a painter, I know I love the landscapes, but my landscape should have a movement of the people, a architecture, structure, buildings, even the grass. I don't like the landscape is quiet, so I know I see the people they are moving, taking the pictures. I like those those pose, those movement, even the composition. I like this perspective. The perspective is allow me to go in on the image. Okay. Okay. This one. Yeah, this is the last one. This one. Look the carrot. Look the eyes. The eyes are so attractive. Even the way she dressed. It looked like it looked like it's someone who walking around busy. Yeah, and even the environment it showed like the space is of ghetto. Yes, like that's why I use the darkness color to because she's a light skin, so I need to contrast and pull out the light and frame with the dark color in the back. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Spoo. Spoo is, I think, every participant is unique, and I've done as much as we always talk through a lot of processes. I also watch a lot what the participants do, and what I can tell you about Spoo's fashion of working is very laborious. I've seen a lot of photographers work through the years, and they have different processes. Sometimes photographers find ways to cut corners so that you don't have to sweat so much to get the perfect picture. But what's beautiful about what Spoo does so well is how hard he works for a photograph. Same with Kamani, same with Lutando. There's such a passion in getting that perfect shot. And another thing, I think Sbu maybe downplayed his talents in that he didn't mention, he said he's a novice with the speed light, but he was the only participant that had a flash and that had been doing it already. Just shows the initiative, you know. What I said, that these are established artists who are delving more with this tool of the camera. Just so beautiful to see. Jens?
Hi everybody. Name is Yandisa Mechane. I'm a photographer. Yes, that's why I'm here. So yeah, because attended the workshop, and let me not waste too much of time, because if I can start talking about each and every picture, it would, this time is limited for me. So I might as well just not waste. But as you look at this photograph, first of all, the lead, you see the road is leading to whatever that's up there. And also, on the other hand, when you look at it, it's the depth of field is well controlled, because there at the background we see, I think it's Reggie, if I'm not mistaken, and of course with the thingy aperture. Yes, the house is not on focus, but the rule is kind of followed here. And of course, I think I enjoy most downward angles, because if you look at this photograph, for me, it when I look, when I place the camera down, it just gives me that perspective of whatever that I'm shooting is it's gotta be emphatic, if I can put it that way, or big, if I can, maybe another word. So I guess we will look at, or I can say, as we look, we see it's all about lead and aperture control. I'm not gonna even go with the tones and blah blah blah. And just by the way, this is a raw thing. I did not retouch, no edits and nothing. Just also, it's my first time using the camera, because I just got it from the woods. That Sony, yeah. So I was still playing around with this. So yes, you can see Reggie's, I got my model, Reggie. But then again, what I'm saying, the downward angle makes whatever that I'm shooting becomes emphatic and just big, yes. So depth of field, kind of, as well as the background of landscape. But you also see, I don't know, for me it's kind of artistic. I don't know how to, but yeah, as I'm saying, my favorite most angles are just down low. So I'll just bounce. Okay, this one. I see two friends talking about life or future, whatever, but then they're not aware that they are being watched at the back. So, and also, if you could look just at the bottom here, this part just gives us it shows us that the what's this, aperture or the focus, yeah, the focus there, because it's kind of blurry. So it's kind of blurry. And also, if you can see the this frame, kind of frame or whatever, that wall gave us just, yes. So but these are two friends talking about tomorrow. Should I explain it or should I just jump? Because honestly, I feel like That's okay. By the way, this is a rim. Yeah, that's a car rim. There's a you rim a motor. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think at first he was aware that I'm taking this photograph, and then I stole it, and yeah, I came out with this. Let me just not spoil it. And yeah, still again, for me, subject should be emphatic and big. Because if you look at almost all of my angles, I could have chosen a lot though, but I was like, okay, let me just be minimum. As I'm saying, we would spend the whole night up in here. So yeah, I like it. I like it myself because it's you can be at the top of the world, but at the same time not be happy if you look at that, because his expression, his facial expression says something like you can have everything but not be happy. Yeah, well, and you think those people who are down there, uh, they not matter while you're on top. So uh, I'm not sure if I still have. Yeah, that's the last. That's the last one. Yes. So that's basically yes.
Thank you so much, Jens. Wow. How unique everybody's view of photography is what Yandisa's presentation says to me. His choice of words. It's funny. He said to me earlier, "No, I'm a bit nervous to talk to people," and yet he's the one with the most creative use of words to describe the pictures. To almost look at a picture in a metaphorical sense, which a lot of the times we've been so stuck on the technical. What if the pictures tell a different story that can be a metaphor rather than a technical exercise? So just beautiful. It's almost like poetry using photography. What Yandi says doing, just amazing.
I don't need that pressure, please.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. So, I'm mostly into portraits. I love a face. I feel like the face tells you more about anything, actually. So, Chevy was always my muse. He's got these eyes. He's got the sad eyes. And I feel like you can get a lot of stories from sad eyes. And he was not sad in this picture. But there's just something about the way his face is framed. And then that one earpiece, it just killed me. And then he wore this green jersey. It has the stripes on. So it made everything made sense to me when I took this picture. Look at his eyes, guys. Look at those eyes. And then just drop your eyes to that earpiece. Like, what more do you need? And there's this V. Okay, let's move on. But yeah, I hope you feel the way I feel about this. So I was trying to capture. This is what I call the shape of water. It was it was at his highest, and then a second after I took this, it went all low, like flat. So I was so happy that I managed to capture this. I feel like it's like a metaphor for life. You could be literally just swinging, you happy, you're up there, and a second later everything could just come crashing down. So I'm happy that I managed to capture this. It's the shape of water. Oh, like I said, it's portraits. So I was trying to put in at least shapes. So there's wood, there's smoke. So I try to reduce a little bit of saturation so that we don't emphasize on the red a lot, but more of the smoke and the wood behind him. Oh, this is a light. It reminded me of the moon. So I saw this. I saw the moon. Yeah, it's a light. Yeah, it's a light bulb. So it's probably stained. I'm not sure. So literally, I just saw a full moon, and moons make me happy. Oh, this is my favorite. I call this a place called home. To us, it was just an abandoned building, but to them, it was home. I like how they drew on it just to put a little bit of personality into this place that they're living at. You saw that place was full of, oof, a lot. But this spoke to me, especially from this angle. That door is a door of hope. You can walk through there and just switch on this invisible light bulb and can just change your perspective of where you are. So I was inspired to take this shot. And when you walk through that door, there's a window. So Reggie agreed to be my model. So shapes and hopeness, I guess. And I love the shape of his hair. So I asked him to like put it down for me. And so I make sure that I really use dark colors for the background so that the socks and all the whiteness, the framing is more important to me. So I wanted the white to stand out so that the black can also stand out. I hope you understand. I think this is the last one. Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Z. So brave. What stood out about what Z said to me is how she titled every photo. We didn't get a lot of that, and I think that's very thoughtful. You know, to a lot of photographers when they have exhibitions, every work has a title. It's obviously numbered. It's a limited edition. So it's beautiful to see that thought process behind titling it. Every photograph has got a life and a story. So thanks, Z. Yeah, that concludes the presentation, guys. In closing, yeah, I just want to say thanks to all the participants for being patient with me, for listening when they when they have, and working with me. Oops, sorry. And being understanding, always being on the brief, working an extra mile to get those shots. You know, one thing I did say to you guys is that I hate telling you what to do. A lot of the times that may seem counterintuitive with what we're here for. I understand, you know, I can take that on the chin. But what each one of you has done is also consulted me, and I've been open to each one of you when we're on location, when we're shooting. So an enemy of the workshop I felt was the idea of spoon feeding, to say we are now going to do an exercise on exposure. Everybody must shoot exposures. We are now going to shoot a person. Everybody must shoot a person. So I really try to stay away from that. And there becomes almost a franticness once you let people do what they want. There's a reason why in primary school they put aprons on the kids, and when the kids want to splash the paint everywhere, they let them. There's a reason for that. And with this workshop, I felt like we should come back to that. In this tool that is the camera, let us not put a cap on people's creativity. And I think the results show that. Once you not put a technical cap on it and want people to fulfill very specific things, then these are the results you get. You get well-established young artists who are applying their trade, thinking a bit extra, thinking out of the box, doing new things, and that's exactly what we came here for. So I think I might have learned more than you guys, because looking at you, I also felt like, damn, if I had a workshop like this at that age in my life, what could I have done, and it was so beautiful to watch, because we get stuck so much in our little corners of the Eastern Cape. I'm in East London. I must photo shoot events. I'm in Tanzania. I can only do weddings. This is all I can do. So being here, asking someone who's never shot a landscape picture, who only shoots fashion, to get out of that bubble and do something new, watching that has taught me so much more. So thank you guys. Yeah, that concludes it. I'm not sure, Mr. Slater, if you just want to close us off.
No, I'm gonna maybe what we can do now is to request the from participants how they felt with the whole exercise, even if it's 2 or 3, the experience that they got from the workshop, and then I will ask Reggie to wrap it up for us and close for us. Then I also want to thank the participants first. I want to thank the team, technical team, facilitators. We could not have pulled this thing without you guys. The dedication you did, on the project, it means a lot for us. The services that you rendered, we cannot take it for granted, saying that because we are paying you, I feel that you have gone an extra mile on the way you did things. I want to thank you for that. Also to thank the officials as well. The dedication they put on the project. We should not take that for granted. They did a very good job. From transport, from the catering team. People would go and fetch food for lunch. All those kind of issues. I thank you. Then let me give it to whoever wants to say something.
First and foremost, I'd like to extend my gratitude to the Department of Arts and Culture and Eastern Cape as a whole. Thank you so much for bringing this to us. Thank you so much for thinking about the photographers. They always forget us, and our job is so impactful that I feel like it should be celebrated more. As a female photographer in this space, it's not easy. You come across people who are trying to exploit you. They feel like whatever you charge, or it's not good enough. It's never. They always look at you at face value and feel like what you're putting out there is not good enough, and then they disrespect you, they undermine you, they want you to undercharge, and then. But with this workshop, I am so grateful that females were also included. I'm so grateful that we got to meet an amazing guy who never made us feel like we are nothing. I'm so grateful to you guys. We learned a lot, Jay and I. Not that I'm speaking on your behalf, but we've met different people, and I'd like to say I've learned from each and every one of you. My mind was so blocked. I was telling myself that I'm done with photography. I'm going back to corporate. It's not working out. But when I got here, I got to see who I am. You brought that spark out of me again, and I could never take that for granted. So I'd like to say this was indeed the best week of my life. Thank you.
Yeah, I also would love to. Right. I also would love to thank the department and everybody involved in putting this program together. It's really beautiful to see just the arts, like never mind photography itself, but just the arts being taken seriously in such a manner. Like she mentioned, not trying to repeat the same thing, but like she mentioned, um, as an artist, we always kind of feel like the outcasts of society. Like, oh yeah, you're not gonna make enough money, or and you're always worried about all of those things, you know. So it was really nice to be approached in such a manner where like it's not even like an ego thing or anything. It's just like just understanding the value that you have and not necessarily being compared to each other, but like Ubuntu mentioned earlier on, he was saying that like everyone has their own style and adds their own value to like the photography game. And yeah, it was really nice to experience that. And I would just like to thank everybody that came together to put this together. Um, and yeah, thanks for picking me. Thanks for picking everybody that came here. It was a great experience to meet like all of the creatives in the Eastern Cape. Um, I spend most of my time at home because I work from home. So I never really thought that there was so many creative people out here doing such amazing things. So it was really awesome to network as well, to get insight on what people are doing here in the Eastern Cape. So yeah, thank you very much.
If I was to reflect on this experience, I'd say it was an educational experience. Keyword being experience, because it wasn't just like the conventional education in the classroom. Then when you're outside, you know, it was through the classroom, outside the classroom when you're doing the practical work, and the experiences from like socializing with different people, because it's through certain conversations that we learned different things, and things we never thought of. For example, I never I never thought of how I could tell stories through photography, because I was one dimensional, just thinking, okay, photography, taking like I was looking at it from a business aspect and not from a personal aspect. Now I'm keen on the projects that I find are fulfilling, because just the concepts I'm working with right now are bringing fire to my soul, if I can put it that way. So yes, and just like now, we just learned about titling images. So that's why I say it's an educational experience, because at every moment you just keep learning, whether you're trying to learn or not, you just learning regardless. So I feel like it was a very educational experience. So thank you to everyone who was a part of it, and I wish this workshop and workshops like these continue, because yeah, they're really amazing. Thank you.
Thanks. I think you left off. Oh,
No, just a minute. I won't be too long. I just want to say this was such a great experience. We've learned so much. We've met people, like we made what we call the contacts. Is it the context, the networks? Yeah. So just to add or to propose something, I think I would love if we could work on something together, because I think this is such a great body of work that we've created. Maybe if we can have an exhibition, I don't know. But what I want to say, it was great. Yeah. So thanks.
Not to waste time, I'm not going to be long. Just also to add to us participants as oh, first of all, thank you, the department, all the protocol observed, and yes, I usually hear people say all, so might as well just all protocol observed. On a serious note, guys, would like to say another thing that just to talk to you guys, you have to travel. You have to travel because traveling opens up your mind, not just about everything. So imagine if you can think about it. Do you think if you were at home, you would have created such magic just sitting at home? But you had to be exposed to nature. You had to be, nature plays a huge role in a human. So that's all I wanted to say. Just you gotta travel and see, sorry, and see places. You just take your camera if you close by the sea. Go look at the sea. Listen the sounds, smell, and then art will come up. So that's all I wanted to say.
I think, yeah. No, we can. But you guys took what I wanted to say. But I'll just latter and add into that. Q, I think you're right, experience, but you left the P, as in experimenting through experience, It's very key. I think all of you said, like, we need to work together. But what you went through, you guys, we're not experiencing, but we're experimenting. This is the pool of work that you guys came out of your experiment. You know what I mean? You go in a chemist, I'm in a lab, you develop medicine, you experiment that, it's all I saw on you guys, You had your corners, you had everything, but everybody just wanted to push, to think, to find a sensation, not what he doesn't know, but a sensation. And then this is the outcome, which is beautiful. But like, it's been a long time going to a place, especially I do a lot of workshops working with youth, but it's been a long time sitting around people who have a beautiful synergy. You see? Some synergies are like, I gotta keep peace because, we're given an opportunity. It doesn't come within. But this group was so amazing in terms of its synergies. Obviously, different characters, backgrounds, and everything. But you guys, you gelled beautifully. And it made me relax. And every time when I'm with you, it's like, I just wish this must happen. But I trust this one must happen. I'm an adult. I get worried about small things such as that, especially when I want to see beautiful things happening. But you guys did a great job in terms of that one. And from corners sitting with you guys to here, I've attested the level of intellect. I think I also miss that. I'm from the School of the Arts where you go to an opening night and you meet amazing people. Just you talking to them, you interacting with them, you take something out of it. So I've learned, and then even now it was like, wow, I can sit here for 2 hours. Level of your intellect, it's key in the arts. It's art, it's very expressive, but the intellectual aspect of it, it's more than that. People don't buy art. They find a person's thinking. They search deep into a person's thinking. Every painting that you see, a picture that you do, you'll go to Europe, you'll see there, and they'll be having wine, and you'll be scrutinized. Now, your responsibility is to express. Whether you lie to them, whether you tell them the truth, but you must have the language that you speak in terms of talking your art. It's key. And we all learn that. You're not born with that. Yes. So it's what I saw from you guys. And then also the other side, downside, I don't like talking about it. I think the industry itself. well, I don't even think it's existing. But when I saw you guys, I saw like, wow, that's a whole industry on itself. You know, industry means movement. You know, it starts like that. We meet in the corner and we chill, but later on you find yourself creating together. You see? So I think you guys stand a chance of like interacting and build what you're talking about, collaborations. Yeah, and don't even think of collaboration, because I like the idea that you are from different disciplines, and then also you have different experiences and backgrounds, different experience, and then I think that pool you guys can put it together and something can happen, and then you'll be the first people to say, yeah, we're the first one to build a whole new movement in terms of photography. You know, perspective is different. There's digital world, there's, you know, everything, it's there, but I think you are responsible for that, to build, whether it's a small industry or huge industry, doesn't matter, but there must be that kind of movement. And then I think this platform has created that. It's entirely up to you guys to say like, no, let's move, you know, from here and to the next level, you see. And yeah, you guys took the part of collaboration. I was gonna close with that, but I encourage that, like, find other partners around this. Don't think photography. You know, as I said, the world has changed. You see, there's habit, there's fashion. I like the idea that you guys work with fashion, and there's a whole lot of things, you know, and subject that I think look for that. You know why I'm saying that? Because it's business beyond that. The more you collaborate with different industry, you're talking money, you're talking the business. You understand? And then it manifests into society. Remember, your work needs to be consumed by society. So it has to have everything that it takes for society to say, this is a product that we can consume it just normal. So it's key of you thinking of that kind of collaboration. You know, you can do the collaboration of us proving that we're good photographers. But I think I want to challenge you to go beyond a good photographer. That's the kind of collaboration that I'm thinking from you guys. Yeah. But nevertheless, it's a beautiful experience. And yeah, you guys are beautiful. I see artists, and you know, I'm very comfortable around you guys. Yeah. And thanks to everyone.